Dodger Stadium is iconic, isn't it? Home to some of baseball's greatest pitchers since it opened in 1962, and we've all been watching another. Clayton Kershaw is arguably the best pitcher of his generation and could finish his career as the game's greatest ever. By the time you reach the stadium and take the mound on a start, what ignites that competitive drive for you?
First of all, I know I didn't do anything to deserve the talent, that God gave me. What a blessing it is to get to throw a baseball for a living, and I know I'm very privileged to get to do that. So, that said, I don't want to take it for granted. I want to do everything I possibly can to make it worth my while, make it worth God's time, and with that comes a competitive advantage. I think I'm pitching for a lot more than just winning a baseball game, and trying to honor Him in everything I'm doing, and winning's pretty fun too. So I like doing that.
3 Cy Youngs, an MVP, 7 All-Star games. It stamps greatness. But how do you define excellence?
Yeah, I think when I retire, I can look back on all that. Right now, I've never won a World Series. Our team has been in the playoffs a lot. This year's no different. I'm on a great team, and I think that's everybody's goal in there. I think that's the benefit of getting to go to the playoffs so many times, is that we've had that taste and realized that it's worth playing for, and winning that last game of the season is what we're all here for.
Give me your go-to pitch, and if you don't mind, give me the grip.
I throw a fastball the most, I guess, so just like that, 4-seam fastball across the laces like that. And if that's coming out right, if you're throwing that where you want to, usually everything else kind of works off that.
And the slider? Yeah,
slider, similar to the fastball. If the horseshoe's on this side for my fastball, I just rotate the ball up and put the horseshoe on this side and kind of grip the side of it and just try to throw straight through the baseball. And yeah, throw that a lot. That's an important pitch for me. Get guys off my fastball for sure.
The cool thing to me is that very grip has a ripple effect practically. Kershaw's challenge, every strikeout benefiting the underprivileged. What is it about the legacy after you leave the game that is far more reaching than baseball?
I think you said it right there. Baseball's going to end someday. I realize that, as soon as you retire, people forget about you in this game fast. There's the next young guy coming up that's always better than you. So for me, it's just about using baseball as a platform to doing a lot of things. And my wife really reminds me of that every single day. Kershaw's challenge started with her and started with a little girl named Hope over in Africa. And just to see where it's come from then to where it is now, and it's completely God ordained. We didn't have any of that planned in our lives. We wanted to help one girl, and God's turned it into this through the gift of baseball.
That's the legacy that you're after, being His hands and feet?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's, we're all trying to do that in whatever aspect of life we're in, whatever job we have. I think that's our calling, is just to, whatever sphere of influence that God gives you, to try and make an impact for His kingdom. And He gave me baseball to do that, and thankfully a lot of people like baseball.
And about excellence, you demonstrate that in the way that you pitch. What is it for the church at large, do you think, that we could demonstrate even better excellence?
It's a tough question. I think a lot of things get wrestled around with Christianity in this day and age about what it means, what it stands for, and I think it gets the wrong connotation all over the world. So I think for me, in using baseball and using Jesus' name, I just really want to focus on Him. I don't want to think about Christianity or the religious aspect of it. You just want to focus on Jesus and loving Jesus. And when you do that, there's so many things that come off of that people can understand. Saying you are a Christian shouldn't turn people off. You should love people well, and that's Jesus' first commandment.
What's most uniquely exceptional about the Christ that you follow?
That's a great question. I think first and foremost that when you look at every other religion all over the world, it's works-based. You have to earn your way to the kingdom. With Jesus, it's so different because we didn't do anything to deserve Him. He literally died for us and saved us. There's nothing else like that in the world. There's no other God like that. That's why I believe in Him. And I'm thankful that it's not up to me, because I fail every single day. But He's there to give us grace, and that's an amazing thing.